Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Did this thing change over? Let me go check. Yeah, it changed. There I is. Well, let's see. We got Cabana Bob. He said he had a long day today and an early one tomorrow, so he's not going to be on the panel tonight. That's fine, Bob. Got Jason here. What's going on, Jason?
Oh, not much. Been away a while, but I'm back now for maybe a couple of weeks now on Thursday night, so I'll be coming in.
Yeah, all right. That'll be good. Joe G just popped in the chat. Howdy, Joe. Well, I don't know if anybody noticed, but I think it's been a couple years since I posted anything on my channel. So I posted a couple of videos already for this year's NMRA show. First one was the train tour layout tour of Miles Hale's layout. Then I just posted the interview with Andy Minusco, the one that built the big long bridge. Did an interview with him at the show. And we got another 3 more videos I'm going to put up. So if I haven't bored you with the first 2, I'll get you with the other 3.
So far, the second video of the bridge and all that, it was kind of interesting.
Yeah. I like said in the video, I mean, a bunch of us watched him working on it here in the nightly chats, and looking at it on camera, you just don't really get the perspective of the size of that thing. I mean, out there at the show, yeah, it's a big bridge. Hey, Lee, how you doing? Greg G just popped in. But anyhow,
yep,
we've got started working on the shows for the rest of the year. Joe's coming back. We're going to change the name on his show. It won't be called Into the Locomotive Shop. We're going to change the name of it because he's kind of moving, expanding on his show now. So going to give it a little different name. But his first show will be airing around the 19th of September. And I think it's going to be a real interesting show. We've had a meeting on it here today, and we got one more meeting before the show airs, getting things lined up on it. So I think it's going to be a good one. We'll still have the Thursday night talk shows and Who's Big Bill Talking To, and we still got the Fine Scale show coming up. Reminds me, I gotta get with Andy. Yeah, see what he's got going on. I know he has some stuff planned he wanted to do for the end of the year, rest of the year. Get that up and running. But if anybody's got ideas on shows or want to participate and help put a show on, just get a hold of me and Big Bill. Got the emails on the website, so you can contact us, let us know. Come in the nightly chats, and here lately I haven't been spending a lot of time in nightly chat, but you can come in nightly chat, tell whoever's there that you want to get a hold of me. They'll let me know. There you go. Alright, anybody got anything going on out there in the chat? I know I'm going to start trying to work on a build video. I did that freight dock. I think I want to do the Olympia building. That's one of the buildings that dock was kind of designed for. Alright, Lee, that sounds good. You go ahead and do that one. Sorry it won't fit on our shows here.
Yeah.
AIKAGI 000. How you doing? Yeah, Mr. John just popped in. AIK's running trains. And you get a camera on you, get you in here on the show so we can see you running trains. What kind of trains are you running? What scale? What road name? Let's see, Greg G, what happened to Josh? Been a while since he been on here. Yeah, I dug a big hole and he fell in it. Nah, Josh, it's summertime. He's out rail fanning and doing what Josh does. They kind of travel a little bit during the summer, so they got a summer house that they try to spend time at. AIK said he's in scale tier 4 from Scale Train with Cato Intermodal. Okay. What you got? 4x8 shelf layout down the wall, across the ceiling. How you run it? Hey, Brian. He just popped in. Well, we'll wait on AIK to give us a little more on his layout. Yeah, Andy's response to Lee was, it could just need a Z-scale layout in the sleeper. Call it Have Railroad Will Travel. Huh. Yeah, that's that's interesting. AIK said he's doing an N scale. He said it's crazy. It's a shelf layout near the ceiling, suspended by 3M command strips.
Oh.
He said he's planning on doing a video on it. That'll be good. Hey, Curtis, what's going on? C&L Lines. He just popped in the chat. Yeah. Greg G, you had to say something, and here he comes. Yeah. He just popped in the nightly chat room. Evidently he's having problems. He just rejoined again. He must be trying to get on with his telephone.
Probably.
Yeah, AIK said he lives in an apartment, so 3M kind of saves the day.
Yeah.
Greg goes, oops. Well, I think everybody's doing okay there, Curtis. We be here in the show, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I've had one of them oddball days, so I didn't get to shave. Hey, I'm a legal dirty old man and retired, so I think I can get away with it occasionally. I try to shave for the shows, but it doesn't happen all the time. Well, I have to start shaving. I signed up for some night classes over at the local college. Be starting in September on Monday nights. Somebody asked me what I signed up for. I said class clown. They got a course going on. It's on videography, so.
Yeah.
Bought that new camera, so I'm going to go there and see if I can't find out a little bit more about what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
Are we live, Johnny, or?
Yes.
Nobody else is in here yet?
Yeah, you're not in the chat room. This is a live room. We're on air.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering if nobody else is in here yet.
Yeah, you're not.
Looks like Chris has been kicked out of the house again.
You got that one right.
Well, someone just stumbled in here too.
Well,
I see. Yeah.
You on the road, Chris, or?
Yeah, I'm in Maryland.
Oh, you are?
Maryland?
I am in a hotel going to the O-Scale convention.
Ah.
Oh.
We'll be seeing a video or two. And if you don't put that daggone telephone or whatever it is down on the desk and quit moving around, I'm going to have to turn you off. I don't have no Dramamine.
Sorry. This is a pain in the arse. Hold on.
Yeah. I want to quit looking at the screen, jeez.
Stand by.
Just give it to your son, let him operate it. He does a lot better job.
Yeah, like you know, Nathan.
I'm going to have to buy you a tripod for your phone for Christmas.
Yeah. Stupid me.
And then pay your son to teach you how to use it.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody's over here going, motion sickness. Somebody passed the Dramamine out.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi, Bill. John.
What'd you say, Josh?
Hey.
Greg G was asking about you. I told him I dug a big hole and you fell in. I wouldn't let you out.
Just busy.
Yeah, because you hadn't been around.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what, Chris, you're going to have to mute your mic because we're hearing a lot of popping from you while you're moving that thing around.
Sorry.
When I was on the YouTube, I sometimes just check in on the YouTube when you were doing this live show, and when I saw it was just you, I thought I might jump over here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Greg G said Josh climbed out of the hole. Yeah, I know. Next time I dig a hole, I'll angle the walls back hose them with water, make them slick so you can't climb.
Pyramid shape them.
Yeah.
I'll just hammer railroad spikes, and I'll climb the railroads. Use the railroad spikes to climb out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have them with you.
Or I'll call Indiana Jones.
You what?
I'll call Indiana Jones.
Okay. Well, I guess it's a good thing you come in, Chris. I've been telling everybody about the new show you're going to be doing with us here the rest of the year.
Oh, yeah? What's that going to be, John? Who's Chris and Andy talking to?
Yeah, nah. Something about table dancing and maybe a pole or two, or.
I have a comment for that, but I can't do it on the air.
Yeah. I guess Andy's out working. He made one comment or two comments in the chat here, so.
Yeah.
He might be on his way home.
So what's this new show we're doing?
Yeah. I don't know. You hadn't told me about it yet.
Oh, okay. So I have to. You're telling everybody about something I have to create. I have to create it.
Yeah.
It's called being railroaded, Chris.
No, I think I just got derailed.
I did just buy 2 derailleurs, derails. I actually bought 2.
Yeah.
I have them sitting in my garage right now.
How about we do a flying scale show? Oh wait, we already have one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe something with Ogie.
There come Andy. If he gets enough quarters in the slot. There he is.
Management changes dollar bills.
It's like you're starting to hang a few things there, Andy.
Oh, I moved everything around. I'm in a different spot. I'm down at the end of aisle here, so I could have. Well, let me check this. Build out the peninsula and hang it. Everything was in my way. So.
Yeah. Hey, Ralph, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. How about you?
Yeah, doing all right.
Good. See, we have a stranger in the group tonight.
Yeah, Josh made an appearance. Chris got kicked out of the house.
Again.
Really?
Hadn't even been married 6 months, and he gets kicked out. Yeah.
You need a doghouse outside in the backyard.
Yeah, I was thinking about building one, like maybe 100 by 100.
However, doesn't matter.
Nice big building.
Sure.
Put like a nice 10 by 10 bedroom in there, and everything else could be trains.
There you go.
See that?
Oh, don't forget your workshop. Don't forget your workshop.
Well, that's inclusive of that train bit.
Oh, okay. Just didn't want to see you forget that.
Of course not.
Here's Andy.
Where?
Which one?
At the end of the bridge.
The other Andy just dropped out.
That bridge is getting a lot of attention, Mr. Andy.
I guess so.
I like it. I love it.
Thank you.
It's nice to see your craftsmanship is being recognized.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I should have put the name on there that I started to put on my video.
You could spell last name.
No, I was going to put on there for the title of the video. The bridge, boss. The bridge.
Yeah, right now I'm trying to see if I can take that up to Train Fest up in Milwaukee.
That would be fun.
They inquire about it. Are you bringing that up to Train Fest? I had heard that they have a limit on the Python. They're displays, which would have excluded Fremo stuff. I heard it was 48, but I haven't heard anything else. I sent them an email and I got a reply today. So still out the paperwork.
Of course.
So,
There's always paperwork.
yeah, you know how that goes.
Pain in the butt paperwork.
Well, that pain in the butt paperwork, and there's paperwork for that butt thing.
Somebody keeps telling me, though, if it's a pain in the butt, you're doing it wrong. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
So what's everybody up to?
Well, I'm working on making some modules for somebody else.
I saw that. For somebody else.
Yeah. I have all the fun. I mean, I'll get people started on the right basis, and then they can go from there.
Okay.
You have to meet your mic, Jim.
Figuring out problems after a couple months away from the railroad.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've already got another idea for one of the extensions off the Octagon. I think I'm gonna try to do something that kind of resembles LaGrange, Kentucky. We have a little bit of street running.
Yeah, I got to experience street running this year.
And you're going to get down Andy's neck of woods.
Who is?
He must be on Facebook or something. The other Andy.
Crawford, what are you up to? Unless he's frozen.
He might be.
Yeah, he could very well be. Yep.
There he is.
Oh,
Hey.
we thought maybe you got stuck in Facebook or something.
Yeah, that's right. Me and Windows have a very mixed relationship. It's a tumultuous.
Well, I have to tell you something, Andy. Tomorrow morning, I go out to buy my wife a fruit machine,
Yes, sir. Good job.
and I couldn't get over the price, so I had to buy it.
That good, huh?
Yeah, 13 inch, 256 gigabyte SSD, and 8 gig of RAM. Canadian price, $900.
What brand the machine
You
is?
can't beat that for an Apple.
Apple.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
this is
Good
getting a
job.
fruit machine.
It's a MacBook.
Yep, that's it. That's a good price. I mean, that is the
Yeah,
thing
I'm on my
everybody
phone right now
has.
because I have my MacBook with me, and I'm going to get my webcam to work. It's built into my screen, so I don't know if there's a disconnection in the camera. I tried everything in software, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It either works or it doesn't. That's a good thing about Apple stuff. There is a command to the command line you can run, and I'll help you off live broadcast or something. But that will basically do a reset on that hardware that'll force it off back on. That helps sometimes, but odds are you have a problem with that. Good thing about Apple is it either works or it doesn't. If it doesn't, you've got something quite serious. That's why I've been so fond of like cable internet service over DSL forever, because it's bonehead simple. If you have a problem, unplug the modem, plug it back in. If it didn't come back, you have a problem you can't fix.
Where are you getting that machine at, Ralph?
It's a buddy of mine is working for, I guess it's a reseller.
Oh, okay.
And I said to him, how can you manage to sell it for so cheap? Because the cheapest, even refurb machines, was $1,300 for a 13-inch MacBook.
Are they off lease systems where companies buy them, lease them for a year? It's a 1 year previous model.
I haven't found that out yet, but they are. It's not the current year; it's last year's model.
That's likely what it is. That it's an off lease, and so a company will buy it, set it on somebody's desk in somebody's office for a year. You know, it's not running around in somebody's house with their kids. You know, using it as a support for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You know, it's been well taken care of. It's a good way to get a savings on a quite powerful system.
I'll tell you, I've been an Apple or Mac man for a long time. I remember the first time I went to go buy a computer, I walked into the computer store and I says, "You got any of them PhD computers?" He said, "PhD." I said, "Push here, dummy." He says, "You want an Apple?"
Yeah.
So that was back in the days before they had, before Apple was really well known. You had everything else that was PC with their MS-DOS, semicolon, backslash, yada, yada, yada. I said, I didn't want to go through all that stuff. I bought one PC after that, and stepdaughter got a hold of that, and she got into Kazaa or something like that. And next thing you know, I got more viruses than I could shake a stick at. And I said, nope, going back to Mac.
Yeah, last year there were reportedly around 70 million viruses or variants of viruses available for the Microsoft Windows platform. To date, there's about 60 that have been discovered for Apple systems, and most of them are patched around quite quickly because people on Apple systems keep their computers up to date. It's free, and Windows, I know people still running Windows XP. You know, that's 13-year-old operating, 14-year-old operating system. So that's just like a 17-year-old operating system. People still use it. Most of your Apple people are on new stuff, so it's much more secure. It just works, man. They just work.
Yeah. Well, back then they didn't have half the programs or apps available for Apples. Nowadays, it's a whole different story.
Yeah, they're effectively equivalent. There's a few things Windows does that are harder on Mac, a few vice versa. For what we do with the hobby, they're really good for this stuff, for doing this kind of video stuff. They're good for video editing, like graphics, and creative.
My problem is I can't fully convert yet. Well, I can, but I would have to run Windows Parallel on my Mac because of some of the software that I have for my business, you know?
That's right. See, you could run VMware Fusion, or I like Parallels better than anything else. It's really good. And you could run a Windows program, and it'll run just as a window on your Macintosh desktop, and there's a Windows operating system kind of behind the scenes
you guys hear me?
Some brute force.
Yeah, you're talking over Andy.
Oh, I can't. I don't see Andy on the machine. That's why I can't hear him. Hold on, let me reboot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Tell him I'm sorry.
He's not sorry, Andy.
I'm not worried about
Randy,
it.
that's somebody talking over Andy.
Yeah.
That's not uncommon, right? Come on.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, brother. Sorry.
Oh, man.
Put it on my bill.
Like I said, I've been a loudmouth a long time. I know who I am. You don't have to worry about me. Forgot what we were talking about anyway.
Trains.
Oh, okay, but Apple systems are spectacular for like JMRI and the stuff we do. All the stuff we do in the hobby. You know, you're not going to have a problem with all the standard open source stuff. The Arduino development that a lot of us do, working with JMRI. Apple machines are fine. For that matter, Linux machines are fine. Take an old computer, a Raspberry Pi, but for $35. Have a dedicated system for your railroad. Save you a whole lot of trouble.
I agree.
Yeah, we got another guy in here. Andy's like Bob. He's running this N scale near the ceiling. He lives in an apartment.
Right, I was reading that comment from him. I really want to see some video for what he's got there.
You got your water scene done, huh?
Yeah, it come out, I think it come out quite good. The Woody's resin is spectacular. I didn't like the little beads they used to have all those years ago. Those were awful, and I didn't like their regular water. Now their water texture or whatever, their surface material, water effects. That's pretty good. But that resin is spectacular. The only caveat is I'm going to need to knock on much of the stuff that I'm not sure that's the most cost-effective way. I mean, I've got like this area here to do. This is like, and it's all the way around the front edge of the module, which actually I won't take that much resin to do that. But all of mine's about 3/8 inch thick or so, and that's going to take about 6 boxes or something. So, and then I've got several other seeds that will take 2 or 3, 4 boxes apiece. So, I've been looking at cabinet countertop refinishing resin that you can buy by the gallon or multi-gallon. It's just clear, perfectly clear resin. Instead of buying, and pigment it myself, which is fine. I use the Woodland Scenics Murky, and I really like the effect. It's kind of perfect. I think when I do this river scene here, I will mix a little bit more of the silt color, kind of sandy color, but the silt into it and have some spots like that's a little inlet, a little cove kind of there, and I'll make that a little clearer and use more of a silty color down here. And then in this kind of swampy area here, it has modern day pictures of it, shows it to be quite green. So, and I tried this first and just put polyurethane on it, but as you can see, the effect's just not. That's kind of dirty, but still, it's just not. You can see a little how reflective it is. It's just not a convincing effect. The resin is what. That's just it.
Does that resin still got a nasty smell to it, or?
I don't know. Since I've been stuffed up, I don't smell much. Normally, I could just think about spray painting, and my wife's in here growling at me over it, and she didn't say a word. So I think I'm safe,
Yeah.
or I think it doesn't have much smell. Either way you want to interpret that.
Because I remember the first time I used resin, I got it from, I don't remember where it was a long time ago, and I said, holy mackerel, that even bothered me. And I'm used to a lot of different smells.
That must have been Envirotex Light or Envirotex.
Oh yeah,
that still smells.
Yes, sir. It was fierce, but it
Now, the product that you want to use, Andy, that you're talking about for countertops and stuff like that, the clear stuff.
Yeah, just the 2-part resin.
That smells pretty bad too.
Yeah, I'd imagine. And I've watched some videos of people doing countertops. Actually, what brought this up is my wife and me have been watching remodeling stuff. We're going to redo the kitchen either this fall or coming spring. And I think I'll do a resin countertop. I was wanting to do a concrete countertop, make it myself for concrete, but I'll probably do resin. And I was, it's clear, perfectly clear, shiny resin. Exactly, it's the same material that we're using, and 12, 14 boxes, or my calculation says I could need as much as 22 boxes of Woodland Scenics product. And even with 40% off coupons at Hobby Lobby, or the cheapest place I found it on the internet, which is still more than that 40% off discount is, that's about $300 worth of resin, give or take. And I could buy 2 gallons of stuff, resin for $70 on Amazon, and it's clear resin, so you just need to pigment it. And then I need to find a way to buy gloss gel gloss gel medium, like for the ripple effects on the surface and stuff. I need to buy that like by the gallon or something too.
You can.
Yep.
Company called Golden.
Who?
Golden.
Okay. Do I have to go to them direct, or does Amazon carry that probably?
Amazon might carry it, but you're better off going to an actual artist supply store.
Like Dick Blick's?
Yeah.
I really liked ordering from them. They were really quick with my order. I ordered those watercolors that some crazy guy out here talked me into, and
wonder who that was.
Right? Yeah, they come from Dick Blick's, and it said one of them was out of stock, and it would be a month, and pay $1 more to ship the order and stuff come in separately. Well, I paid the $1 more, and everything come in 4 days later. So
they wanted the $1 more.
Yeah.
Ours here in Evansville closed, Andy.
Dick Blick?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever been to it up there. When I'm up there, I will go to Michael's because we don't have a Michael's in Owensboro. I don't normally care that much about Michael's, but Michael's has better. Actually, I think we do have a Michael's in Owensboro now. They have a little bit better selection of fabrics and materials. So they have some teddy bear fur that I should have bought last time, but I'm going to go back up there and get some teddy bear fur.
You're going to try and do field grass again.
I'm going to try again. My last one looked like some movie star woman come in and thrown her beak across the edge of the layout. So it did not look like grass of any sort. But I'm going to try it again now that Stephen Bennett has done that video about probably 4 or 5 months ago now about using teddy bear fur to make making that field grass, and I kind of tried to follow Ken Patterson's technique the first time around, and he does a good job with it. His results are great. I just didn't get good results. It may be because I was using fake fur instead of the teddy bear stuffs, but
is that not the same stuff?
It's not that dissimilar. It's a little different. The teddy bear's a little finer, but it's not that dissimilar. But the technique, in Ken Patterson's defense, he has never truly done a deep dive on it, and Stephen Bennett has done like a 2-hour-long video on doing one section of it, and then he did probably 3 or 4 30-minute videos. I mean, he's really done a deep dive on his technique, and his work really looked good. So I really want to give it a shot. And, I mean, I love static grass, but I just don't think you could get. And static grass has its place. You need it for a lot of things. But these grass mats, like the Martin Wellberg stuff and that kind of stuff, you can't just static grass and get that good of results. He's got a new product out that I was just looking at today. That's really, really interesting. It's I wouldn't call it a briars, but definitely a brambles kind of thing that like takes over pastures with that really coarse stuff, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, Brian W. said Colorado Joint Line's YouTube channel used the polyfill, the pillar filler.
Yep.
And he said he tried it, worked well. For end scale, it would likely be better for HO though.
I did it too. I'll show you the seed that I did that on, and I'm convinced. Now, what he did was a little different than what we're talking about with teddy bear fur or fake fur, whatever is a substitute for static grass or something to emulate tall grass, especially field grass. The stuff that Colorado Joint Line did, and I did as well, is making a textured surface. This and I did it here on this section here. This is done. All of this whole hillside is done with that quilt matting and painted, and I actually mixed a little bit of ground goop in with the latex to kind. And I didn't. I started doing that. It's at the bottom. It has that. Up at the top, it has Mod Podge fabric stiffener in it. So it puts a texture into the surface of the mountain, and this section only has a few vertical like splides that make up the shape, and then I glued that polyfill down basically that, and it spreads 8 or 10 inch gaps, so you could build a heck of a mountain with a sheet of styrofoam, making little silhouettes, and throw that quilt batting over it, shape it, paint it, and the paint gets kind of rubbery, so you bend it and shape it some, and then let it finish setting up, and makes a mountain. And it's a fairly thick material, unlike a plaster cloth or something. So you have a lot of batting to hold trees in when you plant them. It's a spectacularly inexpensive way to create very large landforms, big mountains, floor to ceiling stuff.
Yeah, Brian W. said yes, Andy. That's true. It's not for static grass, just texture.
Right. Yeah. But it is a great technique. I would encourage anyone to give that a shot. Even just covering straight over top of the styrofoam. Me and Tim have been talking about that. He's working on this scene, this river scene in his layout that's looking really good. And we were talking about whether the benefit of using the plaster cloth. Right. I'm not necessarily a fan of using it in a flat surface where you're covering styrofoam. One, it's kind of expensive. Two, smoothing it, whatever. I don't know. It's just not my favorite way to do it personally. I like, if you're using plaster, I like sculptable. But like for areas under a forest, what better way than even with the foam and cover it with that quilt mat? You're getting something that looks like the brambles and dead leaves and all that jazz.
I did one little section with some teddy bear fur on the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still debating about it. I try to cover the edges a little bit. And I might try some of that Design I think it's Design Master, that spray ink or whatever.
Floral paint. Yep. Yep. It's basically a dye. It works really good. I use it on trees, and it's about as good a green paint for making trees as it's got a really nice effect.
Yeah.
For static grass, I use red dyes, the green and yellow red dyes mixed together. So, I think if I did with the teddy bear fur, Stephen Bennett did it with acrylic paints, craft paints, just watered them down, and that would work, and just brush them in with a comb. But I think red dye might work better if you could get the right color mixed up.
Yeah, if you're interested, Andy, before I forget it, OBS came out with a new update.
Well, what kind of coolness does it do now?
They're starting to group stuff like a lot of other people, like Stream Deck, where you hit a button and do 3-4 things.
Oh yeah, like macros. Yep. I'll give that a shot. I'll get it up to date on this.
Yeah, they fixed a lot of bugs too.
Yeah, where it was crashing on some of us. I mean, OBS is spectacular for the price.
Yeah.
It's like JMRI. I mean, it's very, what little money, the cost is good money spent.
Yeah, back up a little bit. AIKA when y'all were talking about Michaels and all that, he said between Michaels and Blick, you're covered. Blick has some stuff Michaels doesn't have, and vice versa.
Yeah, Michael's for me here is maybe a little more crafty and a little more.
Yeah, they are.
Fabrics.
Yeah.
Fabrics and stuff. Like Joann's, you would expect Joann's to be, but Michael's is very much like that. Yeah, and Hobby Lobby has a pretty decent bit of stuff. I wish we had a Dick Blick's physical store, but they didn't have the watercolors. They do now. I've went back since and bought a couple of them, but when Ralph first just to give them out, I had ordered them.
No, folk art paint, I got that at Joann Fabrics. I got Michaels, I got Joann Fabrics, I got Hobby Lobby. You know, a little bit of combination of everything, each and every.
We got everything but the Dick Blicks. It's the only one we don't have a physical store for.
Yeah, I was talking to Joe today. He just finished up a bakery building that he's going to put on his layout. Pillsbury bakery building, he scratch built. He said that he tried that folk art for the brickwork. And he said that really came out good. He really
I would imagine.
Liked the way it looked.
One thing about that folk art, it knocks down all the sheen, which is exactly what you want for brick.
Yeah.
Unless it's iron brick.
Yeah.
I tried to pick up some of that sculpting mold today, and nobody had it. Not even the other brands of it. They had Celluclay, and
it's pretty much the same stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, if you take Celluclay and put a spoonful of plaster in it, you know, for a cup, a spoonful to a cup or something like that, you got the same thing. It's just that
it does have plaster.
Paper mache has dry particulate adhesive, not plaster of Paris in it. We're anti-plaster around these parts. No.
I had to turn on my speaker. I can barely hear Andy. My headphones just died, and they've been charging all night.
Well, I'll go get my Bluetooth. See if that helps.
Yeah, I was looking for some extender. That's one thing's hard to find at Walmart. Used with the folk art and all that, craft paint. I forgot. Yeah, I found it at Hobby Lobby. They had a ball.
So we've got a Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's, and we used to have the Dick Blick, but now it's gone.
Yeah, but you got Dick Blick online, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the Hobby Lobby. Yeah, yesterday, and they certainly increased their folk art paint. A lot bigger display, a lot more different paints. I mean, they got the plaids, the folk arts, they had different brands, but big selection of colors.
Yeah, Apple Barrel's a good one.
Yeah, they had the Apple Barrel too.
Yeah, that's the main one Walmart carries.
Yep.
Yeah, Apple Barrel and Plaid, they're the same company.
The best one, if you can get it, is Americana.
Yeah.
Reason being?
It's a better paint.
Oh, okay.
Most of them are translucent to some degree. It takes more than one coat to get a solid color. Americana is one coat usually does it.
I've never seen that brand here.
Americana, only available in Canada.
Nope.
No, Walmart has it. It's right there with the apple barrel and the plaid.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's made by DecoArt, which is an American company.
Yeah, that's the same company that makes apple barrel and plaid.
Yeah.
I think they
And
have.
I won't apply this with a brush anymore. I found using a makeup sponge is the ticket. It just puts the color on so evenly, and I say evenly. You can make it uneven if you want, and a lot of times that's what you want in a brick finish, an uneven color.
Well, I tried one of the small, like 3-inch paint rollers or 2.5-inch paint rollers.
The sponge one?
Little short, yeah, the little fun one. It worked pretty good too. Just getting enough paint on the surface to do that thing was another deal.
I found the best way of doing brickwork is to paint the wall gray first with a primer of some sort, and then come back with the sponge. And when you do it with the sponge, the paint doesn't go into the mortar joints, so you have that gray, and your mortar joints are done.
So I done this wall. You guys have seen from the sides. I painted it a very light, a buff colored, very, very light brown or tan, so the brick would have a nice warm color to it as the primer, a flat color. And I used 3 different colors of red. One that was quite rust, not orange, but rusty, and a kind of dark, and a doggone bright. Maybe not candy apple red, but pretty bright. And then kind of mixed and matched those with the sponge, with a coarse edge sponge, and mixed and matched them so that they get a variance of color. And then I come back with a toothpick that I think I flattened out in my teeth or something so that it had a bit of a flat edge on it. Used a toothpick with a dark brown, not black, but dark brown, and spot did a few individual bricks in there. And I think I could really improve the technique next time I do it, because that was my first shot of doing it that way, but it did give quite a bit of variable color.
So in other words, you created a brush out of a toothpick.
Yep.
Right, yes. Yeah.
Yep.
And I tried using a micro brush, but even the smallest one I have, I ended up kind of flicking or putting paint on the other one. I use a toothpick as a brush a lot because it's a firm edge. So when you want to spot, like I painted a little dude to go in the car, and it's just a half of the dude wearing the fedora in a 36 Plymouth, and I want to paint his face and some of the other parts. I use a toothpick. It's got a nice firm edge. You put very little paint on it, and you're not exactly. You see dot art, right? There's just little dots of paint. You almost do that with it, and I did that. That worked really well with that guy because I changed the color a little bit. I made all the dark spots of his coat, and then I come back with that toothpick and I lightened the blue up a little bit, and I hit the outside edges of it, so you get some color variance due to the wrinkles in his shirt. That's the best way to make. Well, I don't know. It worked well for me. That's a great color, Ralph. That yellow in it or what?
No.
Make that full screen. Okay. It's got a lot of brown tone to it. I really love that. You really.
That's the Americana paint. That's that color paint. Sponged on.
Wow.
Sponged on,
Right?
and
Yeah, like I did.
the dark area is just a little bit of paint pigment scrubbed in. But
Absolutely.
If you notice the little, like, different color bricks in there, the individual bricks, I don't know whether you can see them.
Yes, sir.
That was done with a pencil,
Just a graphite pencil.
graphite pencil, before I painted it.
Okay,
And
that's
because
easier to
the paint is translucent, it covers it up a little bit, and you still see the dark shade.
But I thought about after the fact that I will next time try, and I have since bought some colored pencils. But you got to be careful which ones of those you buy. I got acrylic colored pencils. I made sure they were truly acrylic, paint pigment, compacted.
Actually, the ones you want are watercolor pencils.
You mentioned that once before. I'm going to try to get a hold of some of those. I'm going to try to look for those at the art store next time. I have bought some that are acrylic, and they do have a fine effect, but the watercolor would let you manipulate the color so much better after it was on. Yeah, that's good. I'll give that a go.
There's another wall, and this was done straight on the MDF, so there was no primer.
Yeah, I like that helped the color in your case, getting the orange color. I should have used more, and I think I will next time. Use a higher concentrate of the orangish color of paint. Mine was a true rust color. Yours is a little more yellowy to the orange.
What color? What's the name of the color you're using, Ralph?
Where'd I put it? Burnt orange.
For both those walls?
Yep.
I'm going to take off out of here. I'll be in the chat. I got stuff I got to get done.
All right. Well, we're not going to be on much longer anyway. We're about gotten to the end.
Yeah, then I'll finish washing.
And then the other color I've been using, Micromark now has a line of paints made by Vallejo called Microlux.
Huh.
And these colors are pretty good too. Sponge them on and you're good to go.
Designed for the airbrush, you saying? So it's a more dilute mixture. It's fine with a sponge too, but you can just drop it straight into an airbrush.
No, you got to thin it a bit.
Okay, like I got to do with the Vallejos. I got to thin the same thing.
But Vallejo also makes one called Vallejo Air, which you don't have to thin.
I haven't bought any of those. Every one I bought have been I want to be able to brush paint them all and choose to put them in an airbrush. So. I will say it's a lot better to use their airbrush thinner though.
Actually, you can use the Testors International Universal thinner.
Okay.
And that works well too.
Well, water is about the only. I mean, I could use water, but you can't use anything other than water. It does have to be pure water.
I wouldn't.
I had a hard time getting anything else out of my brush, so. But now I bought some of the Vallejo airbrush thinner, and it works like a champ, so. I had no more problems after that.
Yeah, Vallejo recommended you use their thinners and all.
Yeah, but I'd imagine that's true for most companies. They recommend it because they want you to buy more of their products. I get it, but it's actually true in their case.
Yeah, Vallejo actually formulated theirs to go with their paint.
Absolutely. Yeah, it does make a difference. I have seen that to be true with Vallejo.
Yeah, Bob Blues King said I paint base desired brick color, then use color pencils, a couple of darker and a couple of lighter to vary the brick shading. Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Well, see, that's another technique again. If you paint the wall gray first and used colored pencils on their side, you can actually color the bricks with the colored pencil. Just like go over it from side to side. Like if I was doing a brick wall. Okay. What have I got? Piece of paper somewhere.
That's how I do paper singles too.
If I had a piece of paper like that, which basically is my wall, and I take the pencil on its side and do this, so you don't get the point of the pencil, you get the side of it.
Okay.
And it's not digging into the bricks, it's only doing the surface. So you're painted already with a gray primer.
Yep.
The gray primer is going to be your mortar color.
Yeah.
Because you're not filling the mortar joints.
I do like this. I got this material for doing mortars. It's kind of a texture. I kind of favor that. I don't know that you can actually see the texture, but it feels like you can. It feels different to me.
Hey Joe, he just joined us, and Train Man Gary just popped in.
gentlemen.
Train man Gary. Haven't seen or heard him for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron Boyd's down in Australia. He popped in, but he's on his lunch break, so. Yeah, Gary goes, train room Gary, not train man Gary. We did say train room Gary.
Maybe it was me that said train man. Who knows?
Yeah.
We know who you are, Gary.
Yeah,
Just don't tick us off.
You know, they did away with flow quote.
What was that, Andy? Andrew?
It's strange having to learn how to paint all over again after they did away with flow quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Floqual. Scale Coat too, but Floqual for sure.
All right, okay. Have a good one. We'll catch you later. Yeah, I'm about to wind the show up anyway. He's having to leave. Try and get some sleep before he has to get up early to go work.
Yeah, it work starts for the birds. If they'd ever told us that when we were kids, we would have rebelled against that growing up business.
Yeah.
Well, heck, half of us still haven't grown up. Come on.
Well, we fight it.
And then there's Josh.
He's gone.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, I'm not sure if school started for him yet or not. It started down here already. Of course, down here they changed it. Kids only get 2 months for summer, and that's it.
It started here too. My business partner and several of the guys that work for me, they've all mornings here and there where everybody's at the orientations and stuff with their young kids.
Yeah.
All my guys got fairly young kids. Fairly young guys. I'm the oldest person at the company.
Who, you?
Yeah. Of course.
I can just hear it now. Hey, old timer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In his line of work, you sit there, you reach about 40, and I guess you're just about ready to. They're about ready to put you out to the curb.
Yeah, it's tough. It's you have to at my age in the industry, you have to have learned how to manage other people because you can't do the work yourself. You just can't
stay
do
on
it.
top of things.
Well, you can't do it fast enough. You know, my mental capacity is just not the same as it once was. I just could not go home one evening and learn a programming language. And at one time I could. One time I could go home and get the grips of a programming language one evening, and the next evening really come to some mastery of it. Nowadays, so it's too hard.
Did you guys hear me earlier?
No.
No.
I was saying my school starts Monday because the county they moved it back because the county fair is this weekend.
Johnny, I thought you said he was gone.
He was. He popped back in.
For some reason, my thing froze. I haven't been on this computer for months.
So now you're blaming that on us.
I think so. I think that is how that went down. Seemed like.
No, it's Andy's fault. He's the computer guy.
Yeah. You can't blame it on me. I would tell you to buy an Apple. If you choose to go buy Got to buy a Windows machine. That's on you.
Well, we done run over the hour mark, so I guess we're going to wrap this one on up. What's that?
Something about a witching hour, right? I don't know what a witching hour is, but
yeah.
I believe you.
What's that, a tunnel portal you're working on?
This will be. I've got to. Yeah, there. No, there won't. Let's see. Hang on. Yeah.
Didn't you see that episode of Star Trek? Where they had a room in a mountain where they were viewing this race without interfering with them.
Oh yeah.
Power went out and exposed himself.
I thought that was an eyeless teddy bear.
That's oh gosh, I'll think of it in a minute what that was. But yeah, the data one. I thought it was. Yeah, that's what this is. They're spying on the people of Appalachia. No, tunnel portal here, and then this front track is the clinch field headed down. There's a bit of a river. It looks like it goes to a stub point, but you can't see. Your viewing is along about right here. I have to have enough scenery here so that if you stick your head over and look back in there, you could, there'll be some scenery, but it's a very controlled viewing angle, because looking at this scene right here, the closest you can get to this on my small 2-foot wide shelf layout around the room, the closest you can get to this is 7 feet away. So it forces your viewing a bit. Forces the viewing angle.
Just a bit?
A bit. You want that's the problem with shelf layouts. You want some deep views. In the real world, you have them. So I do, my layout's 2 feet wide. You can always reach all of it, but there's some real tricks to force viewing angles and to give you some really deep views, like everybody's seen this section here, where you're standing here at the bridge right out by the edge. When you look that way, there's a road bed. I have the road bed over here, the floor I'm laying track on, and you can't see where the river hits the wall or anything, but you're looking 7 feet back, and then when you turn this way, it's your local, the train comes out of staging, you see it come out all the way out here, and this has this thing up in front here. It's meant to trap the fog, so I'm going to use the aquarium fogger, so it'll be foggy back in there. Your train will cut through the fog in the early morning hours. You'll stand here, and you turn, and then you look this way, and you're looking 7 feet back, through the rock cut as it goes into 2 tracks and then into the 4-track yard, all hidden. And it's only 2 foot wide, so. But I wanted those really nice viewing angles, places where, a lot of times when you're standing along the aisle looking on a layout, when you take a picture one way, it looks like you are, you're just looking off into the aisle. I wanted something that kind of framed your view so you could look that way, and it looks like you're looking up a valley. It doesn't look like you're looking at some tracks hanging onto the edge of a steep cliff over into an aisle. So, anywho.
All right, well, I guess we'll go ahead and wind this one up. Yeah, not seeing anything there. Alrighty, we're fixing to start back into the rest of the year, so stay tuned. We got Joe's new show coming up on the 19th of next month. Fine Scale will be showing up on, let's see here, on September the 11th. Those shows will still be at the usual time, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern time. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Of course, we got Johnny Small Train Talk on Thursday nights, and then we got Big Bill, who's Big Bill talking to. So we're going to be jumping on it back into the regular season again, seeing summer's winding up. So y'all have a good weekend. The only thing we got going next weekend is my Thursday show. So we shall see you next Thursday night. Y'all have a good weekend and a good week.